Well, what is going on, everybody? It's Dion here and welcome to a quick review of our Chinese mini PCs. As you may know, we have opened up a shop, it's monkeymobiles.com, link down below, and we don't only sell Chinese smartphones, we also sell Chinese mini PCs because we think in the future they will be quite important. Now the power consumption is very low, 20 watts, so they consume almost nothing. They are very small and their performance is actually quite decent. Absolutely okay for office use and also for low 3D gaming, so I'm really happy with them and that's why we sell them. As always, link down below guys, check it out if you want to. We have 14 days money back because we're placed in the European region. We cover warranty for you because we're based in Austria. You don't have to send back to China if something is wrong with the device. But yeah, all in all, you can find all the info down below. And now I would say let's get directly started and let's have a look at those mini PCs. Now first of all, let's have a look at the specs of those devices. So the first thing we have right over here is a standalone PC, because we actually have two categories of mini PCs. We have standalone PCs and we have cloud PCs. The standalone PC is actually a device which you can operate without anything. So you just have to plug it into a wall socket, so just connect it to the power supply, connect it to a monitor, and there you go. The cloud PC is different. The cloud PC needs a host PC, and that means you need to have a server, and the cloud PC has to be connected to the server in order to use all the Windows apps. But yeah, this can be quite useful. Cloud PCs, they are very, very cheap. They cost something like 50 euro or 40 euro, it depends on the model. So we have a couple of models, and you need one standalone PC for that. That means with the standalone PC you can control a couple of cloud PCs. This can be very good if you have, for instance, many people in one room, you want to offer them office and you don't want to have an expensive PC on every workspace. In schools this can be, the usage is very big and we also offer wholesale for that. So if you need more of those devices, then just drop us a price inquiry. So yeah, the device you can see here is a standalone PC. That's like a PC you can buy in a local electronics store, so you just buy it, you connect it to a monitor and you have a working PC. Now it comes with 4 GB of DDR3 memory, that's the highest upgraded version, and it's optional, so the basic model comes with 2 GB. Then the maximum you can get in here is a 64 GB SSD. We have NAND storage and yeah, that's quite fast. We'll also take it apart so you can see how it looks from the inside. It's powered by the Intel HM77 chipset, featuring a Intel Celeron 1037U dual core running at 1.8 GHz. Intel HD graphics is integrated, the HD 2500 with a maximum graphics memory of 1 GB, then DirectX 10.1 support, HDMI output, audio out, Ethernet, Wi-Fi included, and yeah, Wi-Fi is extra $4 or something, so it's definitely worth it. And you can see the antenna here is very, very big, so the signal is really outstanding. Windows 7 embedded is included, the license key also. A power supply is included and the maximum power consumption is something like 20 watts, so the CPU maximum power consumption is 17, so it will be something like 20-25 maximum. The next thing we have here is one of our latest cloud PCs. Cloud PC means it needs a host PC, and the standalone PC which you have seen can act as a host PC and can control a couple of those cloud PCs which are even more cheap. So the X5 here is very, very cheap. Fanless design, Cortex A9 quad-core, just like in some smartphones. It's just a bit different. 1 GB RAM plus 8 GB ROM. The Mali 400MP GPU, which you can also find in the MediaTek chipset. Linux kernel and firmware update. Yeah, all those mini PCs we sell, they are from one brand, Share VDI, and it's a pretty good brand, very popular in China. And yeah, you also have warranty, so actually we cover warranty for you, and I can definitely say their products are very high quality. Now let's do a quick unboxing, and yeah, we're going to have a look at the K390M in this video, which is the standalone PC, and in the next video we'll check out the cloud PC and how it works, because it would take too much time if we cover both. Now here you can see the Wi-Fi antenna. If you purchase Wi-Fi Extra, which is $4 to $10, you also get this Wi-Fi antenna here, and even this antenna is worth more than $10 because it's damn huge. You can also use it on other devices. Now here you can see the user manual. Now actually user manual is not really needed, it just tells you how to mount it on a monitor, because this is also possible. So you can just build your own iMac or something. It's a really cool thing in my opinion. And the user manual just tells you the basic things. Here you can see the power supply. power supply can output a maximum wattage of 36 watts, I think, yeah, 36. And it's more because actually you need a bigger power supply than the power consumption is. Otherwise, you always use it on maximum, and that's not good, so it will break down soon. But this power supply is actually decent quality, and it's made to use the mini PC 24/7. Here you can see the DC-in connector, so this one here is quite big. There's also a LED on the power supply which tells if it's on or not. Here you can see the cable with the wall socket connector, and you can see that's for my country, and you will get the correct one for your country. So basically the power supply will always be the same, but you get this cable here specifically for your country. Well, that's basically everything you can find inside of the box, and yeah, not so many things included, but actually all you need is that mini PC, the power supply, and a HDMI cable, and then you're actually ready to go. But before we hook it up, I want to do a quick unboxing on the device here. And first of all, the front side. Now the front side comes with all the ports. We have here two USB 3.0 ports, and they are real 3.0 ports. Here we have the microphone in, and we also have a 3.5mm headphone jack for audio out. Audio out also works over HDMI. Here you can see the power button, and basically this has also it's green backlight, and you will see it later anyway. It looks kind of good. Now the whole case is actually made out of aluminum, also the stand, and we just have plastic on the sides. And yeah, it looks pretty good, but the aluminum is actually quite thin, but it's really stable, so yeah, you cannot break it down. Here are some ventilation holes, and under that you will find a fan, so it's a 40 or 60mm fan. We'll see it when we take it apart. Now also some threads here to mount it, and at the bottom you can see it again, so the stand, and there are 2 screws. Now 6 screws are included to mount the stand or to mount it on your monitor. So there are actually unlimited possibilities on where to use it. You can use it to make a computer, you can use it to make a home media server, and here at the top you also can see the antenna connector. So what you just have to do is screw on the big Wi-Fi antenna. You can also see the ventilation holes and the plastic frame here. If you now unscrew and remove all the screws you can find all along the plastic frame here, then you can take off the aluminum side parts. So just unscrew them, remove it, and then you can lift this off. And yeah, we'll do it tomorrow so we can have a look on how it looks from the inside. But yeah, here on the left side we have a ventilation hole or something. Here we have 2 USB 2.0 ports, a Ethernet port, a VGA output port. Here HDMI output looks kind of good, and here we have DC in, so for the power supply you have seen before. Basically that are all the connectors. There are no more connectors, so no optical audio out or something. Maybe because it doesn't come with optical audio out, it is not so good as a home media server, but all in all I can say you could definitely use it as that. Now here's a quick overview over my setup, and I have now hooked up the mini PC to my 4K Samsung monitor, and yeah, it works kind of good. But the output is not 4K, so the maximum output from this one here is full HD. Well, I have here another monitor, but here we have my second PC, and it's just to compare them. And here we have actually the mini PC, and the output is only full HD, it's not 4K, and it still looks good on full HD. Then here at the bottom you can see the power button. It comes with green backlight, and yeah, maybe the backlight could look a bit better because it's coming out of the button left and right, so it should actually just light up the the symbol in the middle, but yeah, I think it's okay. Here you can see the USB 3.0 ports. I've connected here my keyboard to it, but it also works really good with my USB 3.0 hard drive. The Wi-Fi antenna is definitely too big. We include that big one here, but we'll ask for a smaller one. Maybe if you want a big one you can have it, but I think it's just too huge. Here at the back side you can see all the connectors. I have connected it to my monitor with HDMI. Right over that you can see the DC-in connector, and it's already on. Here we have VGA output, we have a Ethernet port which I am not using right now, and I'm using one of the USB 2.0 ports. Okay guys, so that's basically it. All in all, the mini PC, you can see it's very small, and I'm using currently sound output over HDMI, but you could also use the 3.5mm headphone jack, and I will later just switch it. Now that's basically my setup. Here we have my big and broken computer, but all in all the mini PC is definitely great. Now let's jump into it and let's have a look on how it performs in Windows. The fan is now running at maximum RPM, and here you can hear how loud it is. Let me just turn off the sound. And yeah, that's the maximum RPM of the fan. And I would say it's just like you would have the PlayStation 3 next to you on maximum RPM. Maybe not that loud, but yeah, that's only if you play really games in 3D on the limit of the machine. And when you normally use it, like for office work or something, you actually don't really hear it, so it's very silent. Now here's a quick look at the BIOS, because this could be quite interesting. It's a American Megatrends BIOS, and here you can see the specs. Now 4 GB of DDR3 memory, and I think it's just one big DIMM, and you can see the run frequency is 1.3 GHz, chipset HM77, dual-core Celeron running at 1.8 GHz, so everything here is correct. Advanced settings, we have PCI subsettings, ACPI, we have CPU configuration. Yeah, maximum clock 1.8 GHz, minimum clock 800 MHz, and you cannot overclock it. And it also wouldn't make sense on such a system because there is no good cooling. Okay, SATA configuration, you can switch between ID, AHCI and RAID, and I'm not sure how the board looks like, so maybe we have more mSATA boards. I'll then check it out how it looks from the inside. Okay, info, USB configuration, USB 3.0 supported, and we have 2 ports. Now Super I/O hardware monitor, maybe let's check out this. And you can also disable Intel SpeedStep in there, so you really have many features in that BIOS, that's pretty good. And you can see here it's the HM77, as I said before, LAN wake up, resume on LAN, that everything here is working, pretty cool thing. Here we have the graphics settings, so main display is HDMI, that's good. Secondary display disabled, I'm just using one. Now you can also set the DVMT pre-allocated memory for the graphics card, and the maximum here is 1 GB. And yeah, this is a fixed value. And you can also just go down to 128 if you don't need that much, for instance. Memory frequency limiter, sorry, it's at 2.7 GHz. Alright guys, now here are the boot settings. So you can boot from various things, also over the network, pretty good. And yeah, security, administrator password like always, and yeah, that's basically it. You can also launch a EFI shell from a file system device, like you can boot for instance from a USB drive, install Windows, and that works pretty good. You don't have to have an external CD drive, like you can just install Windows from a USB drive. Alright guys, now that's basically here the BIOS and all the settings in there, so no overclocking, but you can just tweak the settings a bit, play around with it. And now I would say let's just go and let's boot Windows to see how fast it boots, and the booting time is very fast. It's just like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, let's wait a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, maybe I was a bit too slow, but 20 seconds boot time, so very fast, and I already have some things installed. Okay guys, so now I would say let's go and let's have a look at Windows. Guys, we're now here in Windows 7 on the mini PC. And actually this is not Windows 7, so this is Windows 7 embedded. But it doesn't matter, so Windows 7 embedded is based on Windows 7, and everything which runs on 7 runs also on the embedded version. It's just more tailored here to the hardware of the mini PC. Now we can quickly go here to the settings and control panel. Here we have system, and what you can see here is that Windows is activated. So you will get a OEM license of the embedded version, and you can see here the product key and the product ID. Now you don't have to worry about that, so Windows is genuine, you don't have to enter a key or buy it, so you get it when you buy the mini PC. Now let's have a look here at the Windows Experience Index, and the rating is 4.4. You can just have a look here at the processor, so we get here a score of 6.8. Maximum here you can get is 7.9. So CPU is definitely the best thing. Now the lowest thing is the performance of the Intel HD graphics in Windows Aero mode. Now I don't use Windows Aero because first of all I don't really like it, the transparent thing here, and also it makes the PC slower. Now 4.4 is pretty decent, so the PCs which only have 1.9 or something, but yeah, if you want to have a really smooth experience, then don't use Aero because yeah, it somehow messes up on Intel HD graphics, and yeah, the graphics, the integrated graphics is not too fast, but at least it doesn't consume a lot of power. Now here you can see once again the specs, so Intel Celeron CPU 1037U, as we have said before, 4 GB, and it's a 32-bit operating system. Well, here also the Windows Edition. Now we can also have a quick look, for instance, at the computer, and what you see here is that we have two partitions. Now we have here the main partition, which is C. Windows is installed in C. And the only problem is, and that's something I really don't like, is that the main partition here is very small. So we have here 7.45 gigabytes, and Windows takes already 5 to 6, even though it's the embedded version. Now, there are some apps or games or programs, whatever, which you maybe can only install in C because you cannot choose anything, like Camtasia. This only installs in C. I'm not sure why, it's very stupid. And also temporary files, they are cached on C in the temp folder. And you can find it, for instance, here in app data. There we go. And for instance here, app data local, here we have the temp folder. Now I think it's possible to edit it, so to make a different temp folder on the other partition, but I'm not really sure, haven't tried it yet. Anyway, it's much easier to repartition and get one big partition. Because the temp folder, so you run games or apps and they copy stuff into the temp folder. Now I only have 350 megabytes left, so if we have some temporary files here in the folder, then boom, it fills up and then it says not enough memory, apps are crashing, programs are crashing, so not really good. In my opinion, one big partition would be way better. It doesn't make sense to make two when you have such a small memory. And also it's on one hard drive, so this makes absolutely no sense, actually onboard storage. Okay, now the second volume here, it's D, and I have here all my games, programs, whatever, torrent, Minecraft, screen captures, so that's actually for storage. Now, I'm not sure if it's possible to get yourself a MSSD or something, but I really have to check it out when we open it up if there's another slot. I'm not sure right now, but in the next video I can tell you it for sure. Okay, so that's the only thing I currently don't like, because main partition very small and you would have to repartition, or at least it's a lot of work to get one partition now. Okay, so that's the only bad thing. It runs very fast, so I'm really happy with the performance in Windows. So it just feels like a normal tower PC, so mid-range, feels pretty good. The only thing is when you choose a theme like Windows Aero and some other things, then it's maybe not that smooth like on other PCs. But if you choose the normal theme and you don't use Aero, then it's really, really nice. Here in the right bottom corner, you can see we're connected to Wi-Fi, and some words about the Wi-Fi signal. So I'm also using Wi-Fi on my desktop PC, and I have such a card, so PCI Express card. And the antennas, there are two antennas, and I just get here 2, maximum 3 signal bars. And here I get 4 to 5, so Wi-Fi is really good and the antenna is huge. But in my opinion, the antenna is almost too huge. Now if you want to mount it on the backside of a monitor, the antenna is, I think, too big. So get yourself maybe a smaller one. But I'm not sure if we can deliver it with a smaller one, but I will try to ask. Okay, so Wi-Fi signal, very good. We can just have a quick look at the Internet Explorer. And let's check out the performance here. Let's go to YouTube. And the only thing is that you have here such Chinese favorites, and you can easily remove them. So just remove them right over here, delete. And the Internet Explorer comes in English. Also, the whole operating system should come in English, and by default, the keyboard layout is set to English too, but you can just change it in the control panel as you've seen before. So if you need help, we'll definitely help you to change it to your language. Now here we have YouTube, and yeah, also movie playback here is pretty cool. But yeah, Internet Explorer sucks a bit because you can see it's kind of slow. It performs way better. Hey, what's up with the keyboard? Oh, okay, I cannot see anything because of the microphone. But yeah, I'm recording now sound and the picture here with the mini PC. So I'm recording, I can open up the Internet Explorer, watch a movie, and that's pretty fast. So maybe we'll just have a look at one of my videos to see how fast it is. Maybe Minecraft, that's a lot of action. And well, the internet connection here, as you can see, it's pretty good, but my internet is quite slow. Here in Austria, I just have about 10-12 Mbits maximum. And let's see how fast buffering is. Well, there we go. Full screen. I hope it can record this. Oh well, that's 360p, it doesn't look good at all. Maybe let's switch to Full HD. Now Full HD is also the maximum resolution of the output. And well, now it's buffering, so it takes some time. My internet is not so fast. But yeah, there's a slight amount of lag when you watch Full HD movies, as you can see here. So this could perform a bit better. but I think it's enjoyable, because when you don't record, I'm currently also recording to the SSD, then you lose some performance. But when you're not recording, I have to say the movies are quite fast. And you can see it's buffering, so absolutely no problem with Java, Flash Player and everything. So you can use it as a normal computer, you can use it to watch movies, you can use it as a media center. We'll later do a Kodi test, but you can also use it for work. Now we have here Microsoft Office, let's just try it. And Office loads up in 10 seconds, so that thing is really fast. And you can see typing here, no problemo. So also Office is not laggy, you can just have multiple pages, really you don't have a problem with Office. And for work it's pretty okay, just multitasking if you have Office, Excel, if you have, I don't know, AutoCAD or something open, then it could start to lag a bit. But yeah, for simple things like this here, this is really no problem for the mini PC. Okay, so that's basically it. As I've said, 2 partitions here, which sucks a little bit. On the second partition I also have Kodi. And I would say let's maybe do a quick movie test in Kodi. So I will stop the screen recorder, or maybe let's just check out if Kodi opens up. So there we go. And I just want to play back some full HD movie from my USB stick or something, or maybe from the network, so we can see if it's capable of full HD output and playback, and to see if you can use it as a media server, because I think that would be really cool. It doesn't consume a lot of power and the performance is very good. So maybe here in Kodi it performs very nice. So let's see. Most of you guys will know XBMC's Xbox Media Center. Kodi is actually the same, it got renamed. This is the latest version, and it runs perfectly nice on that mini PC here. Now the maximum output is full HD, we can just quickly check this out here in the settings. And you can see video output is full HD. Now 4K is not possible because the Intel integrated HD graphics cannot output 4K. But yeah, we can do a quick movie test with a 4K sample, just to see if it can handle really big files. So there we go. And it's a 2-minute trailer with 300 megabytes, so this is actually a lot. And let's see how it performs.
My dear Frodo.
Well, the sound is working.
You asked me once if I had told you everything there was to know about my adventures. Well, I can
and this is absolutely smooth, so we have perfect frame rate, we have no lags in between, we can just skip forward. And just check this out, this is totally smooth, this looks absolutely great. So it's also possible to use that mini PC here as a media streaming device, because you could for instance connect it to your TV or something and just stream movies from your other computer to that one here. It consumes only about 17 to 20 watts, so that's not really much. And well, the movies look very good, but the maximum resolution is full HD and not 4K. Here's a quick gaming test with Goat Simulator. Now yeah, you can also play 3D games, like here newer 3D games. I just bought this one here for €2. Holy crap, what's that? And yeah, the game is actually working, but I'm really playing at the lowest resolution, lowest graphics. It's not really good optimized, but you can see at least it is running. Maybe even Call of Duty 4 would run, I'm not really sure, maybe in the lowest graphics. But you can see 3D games are playable with low graphics. Older 3D games run really nice, like Counter-Strike 1.6, Warcraft 3. And that's what I meant with it's a good LAN party machine. Like, we mostly play Warcraft or something at our LAN parties. And yeah, it would be really cool. You just have to carry around a monitor, and you can just mount it on the monitor, and then you have a fully working computer. Actually pretty cool. You can see 3D games are playable, but it only comes with 1 GB of graphics memory, and this one is shared. Now it can run out of memory very fast and the game is crashing, so it's not a real gaming machine, it's actually a office machine, but low 3D games are definitely playable, like here the Goat Simulator, but lowest resolution and lowest details. Now here's another gaming test, and now we're playing Minecraft. So I'm using Optifine to boost the FPS a bit. You can see here the rendering distance is set to 6. We can just increase this a little bit, maybe to 13, 15. All the details are decreased just to get more performance. Well, also with a higher rendering distance we stay over 40 FPS, so currently even over 50, and that's really nice. So let's try to fly a little bit. Anyway, I'm very surprised that Minecraft runs so good on that little thing here, because I have a Acer notebook and it has similar specs, but yeah, Minecraft really lags a lot. Yeah, we're using Optifine to boost the FPS here a little bit, but even without Optifine you will get 30 FPS with low details, and I think that's pretty good for a mini PC which is very cheap and has almost zero power consumption. So the benchmarks are finished, and I did just a quick 3D Mark 11 test, and here you can see the score. Now the graphics score is 308, the physics score is 1661, and the combined score is almost 400. We can once again here see the specs, so we have the Intel HD graphics 2500, the core clock is 350 MHz maximum, and the memory clock is 670 MHz, something like that. Yeah, the integrated graphics is okay for lower 3D games. Here we have the Intel Celeron processor, the 1037U, running at a maximum clock of 1.8 GHz, same goes here for the turbo clock, I think. Now the TDP, so the maximum power consumption here, is 17 watts, and really it doesn't consume a lot of power. In the next test I will just measure the total power consumption, but I need to get myself such a watt meter. Okay, and let's do a quick CPU set test to see if the specs are really correct. And once again we can see here the Celeron Ivy Bridge 22 nanometers technology, core voltage, yeah, basically everything in here. The caches 32 kilobytes times 2. Then 256 kilobytes L2 cache and 2 megabytes L3 cache. Mainboard is the Intel Corporation Nano 1037 1C4U, and yeah, you will see it in my dismantling video, so it's very small and basically holds all the components and comes with one 40 or 60mm fan. Memory, now we have here a single channel DDR3 4 GB, and the DRAM frequency you can see is 665 MHz. Actually it's 1.3 GHz. If you have a look here at SPD, then you can see the memory slot configuration, but I guess there's only one or maybe two slots, so CPU set I think reads it here wrong. Graphics is the Intel HD graphics. We can have a look at GPU set, basically the same, but just more information about the GPU. Now, yeah, GPU GT1 Intel HD graphics, so that's the HD 2500, 22 nanometers technology. Here you can see all the pixel fill rate and yeah, the core clock, memory clock, and it supports OpenGL, DirectX 10.1, but no CUDA because yeah, NVIDIA feature. The temperature right now is 60 degrees, and I was just gaming, so that's almost the maximum temperature. And you can see the memory usage, so it's dedicated memory and also dynamic memory, so it starts with something like 8 megabytes and can go up to 1 gigabyte, and this gets basically subtracted from your RAM. Okay guys, so that was basically my review on our mini PCs. This time only the standalone PC, but tomorrow we'll probably have a look at the cloud PC. I will show you how to set it up, what the differences are, because there's also a huge price difference, and those cloud PCs can be very useful, but I want to show you this tomorrow. Now all in all, we think that the price performance ratio on those devices is very good, because they're actually made to consume almost zero power, so it's less than you use for the lights in your room. And the performance is pretty decent, as you can see, so you can play low 3D games, so I would say a maximum is something like Call of Duty 4. Minecraft, as you can see, works actually pretty good. You have a SSD, so NAND storage, and yeah, actually everything here is running quite fast. I would just suggest to use a different browser than Internet Explorer, because this can cause a huge amount of lags, but all in all, for office work there's really no lag and it performs really good, much faster than the older generation I reviewed a year ago or something. So they really improve, and also in the next month we'll probably see another model, and then I will bring you another in-depth review on that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is a dismantle video. I will measure the total power consumption and we'll just analyze the whole build quality a bit more. But all in all, I'm very happy with that, and I'm glad to sell them and be the partner of Share VDI. All in all, thank you guys for watching once again. If you're interested in such things, I will probably bring you 1 or 2 videos per month about those mini PCs. And thanks again for watching, have a nice day, and see you again in my next videos. Bye bye.